internet to be able to talk to their command, but also be able to talk to home. When they come out here to Martin and Howard County, they're not going to have those luxuries. In the scenario that we've built, they're going to have to operate outside of those normal.
This is when they've turned the power off in the U.S.
and rely on the folks that the civilians
this is all
that are in the area to be able to support them.
As if training with people in West Texas is like Afghanistan.
Element that actually will replicate that.
The Afghan war is over too, I thought.
We also ask for, we can't do the exercise without the public's help. Things that we look for from that perspective is we look for people that are willing to be a role player, to just be someone who goes and gives a little nugget of information for them to build an intelligence picture to understand the scenario better.
They're recruiting you
and
for
be able
HUMAT.
to operate better. We look for people that are willing to transport our guys because they
want the relationship before the Civil War starts.
For example, in the back of a horse trailer,
they're getting
in the middle of
scope.
the night, so nobody can see them. These are ways that they
rewind that. Rewind it 30 seconds. I should have talked over that. Yeah. We need, this is for Afghanistan, so we need you in a cattle trailer. We need to have that relationship with you. This is building the cadres in every city for the roundups, and then they're going to put these people in charge over the cities. Well, I guess they had to take, Johnson away. He was training with them terrorists, part of the ones that nuke Chicago. I tell you, I can't believe it. We got to do it. We're allowed to have our guns. We got badges. Nobody else can, but we can. You trash. But again, these people aren't trash right now. They mean well. You mean you need training for Afghanistan in my cattle trailer and secret meet? Absolutely. Why, I was in the military myself. They'll be like, here's $5,000 for helping me. Brown or Gonzalez, here you go. You're a Vichy now. Oh, so sick. And look at this spokesman. I didn't know they could stack crap that high, I got to tell you. That's a lying sack of crud right there. And he doesn't like his job either. He knows. Lying to everybody, you fool. Let's go ahead. And, you want to see the enemy, folks. That's the enemy right there, not the troops. But sacks of crap like that guy. Oh, I tell you what.
Things that we look for from that perspective is we look for people that are willing to be a role player, to just be someone who goes and gives a little nugget of information for them to build an intelligence picture to understand the scenario better and be able to.
Rewind it again. Thank you. 10 seconds. Yeah, we have footage going back under Clinton in Hebron, Maryland, where they came over with guns and told us to turn our cameras off, in Alabama, in Florida, all over, where they train to take on the militia, and they have the Boy Scouts telling them where the guns are. And then I have the New York Times admitting that the kids are training to take on the veterans. So let me explain something. They down to the Girl Scouts. USA Today, look it up. Girl Scouts train to spot terrorists and more. Your daughter, when you send her off to that, if there's a HUMAT involved, and now most of them do, imagine, in America, the Boy and Girl Scouts, down to brownies. They ask the brownies, what's in the medicine cabinet? There it is, Scouts train to fight terrorists and more, first line. They train to take out veterans, and they do. Okay, let's go back to him saying, just give us little nuggets for Afghanistan. No, you're creating HUMAT, and the new mission, 400,000 troops is the public plan, RAND Corporation, Army Times, Brigade Homeland. The cadre was 4,000. Now it's up to about 100,000 or so. And they're now creating their domestic army to then command their basic HUMAT National Guard teams that are in plain clothes. And let me tell you, these people that are in this, listening right now, the HUMAT, the rest of you guys, I know most of you aren't bad, but you can't handle the peer pressure that you've been inducted into this now. You're on a power trip now. You should just now give us all the intel you've got. I know you will. You need to put up YouTube videos anonymously. You need to release it or go public, like the Marine Corps colonel did and others, and just expose the whole thing. So don't get out. If you didn't understand this, you're now decompartmentalized. Give us everything. We know it's going to be you're training to take on the vets. We understand that. And then they're going to have some operatives that come out and claim it was for Afghanistan. We'll know who they are immediately because they have that look of dishonor in their eye. Let's go back to the clip.
The public's help. Things that we look for from that perspective is we look for people that are willing to be a role player, to just be someone who goes and gives a little nugget of information for them to build an intelligence picture to understand the scenario
to fight West Texas
and be able to operate better. We look for people that are willing to transport our guys because they have to move around in a clandestine manner. For example, in the back of a horse trailer in the middle of the night.
God, they're getting into full war against us.
These are ways that they have to operate in foreign countries, and when they're not supposed to be in those countries.
When you're not supposed to be in America under posse comitatus and common sense like that. Let's skip this network break. Let's go to the next clip. Number 5, what to expect in the involvement of local PD.
What can you expect? Now, understand that this slideshow is our standard slideshow that we use to brief the counties and the cities.
That Southern Poverty Law Center font.
Within the cities,
that was made by them.
You won't see most of this, I would tell you. For example, increased aircraft in the area.
Pause for a moment. That's the good part of this, because the enemy's smart, but you got to understand it's a bunch of ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center types that command all this from above the Pentagon, and they just give the scenarios to them, who then put the battle planning into it. That's kind of the disconnect here, though, when you're reading and seeing this stuff. It's just incredibly sickening to have foreign registered groups basically operating inside the U.S. But this is us. We're a captured country. I mean, we killed 50-something million babies. I mean, we kind of deserve it. Here, let's go back to it.
You'll see that out in the rural area. We have a resupply, an aerial drop that will occur, and then some paratroopers as well will jump into Martin County in early August. It won't happen within the city limits. Noise complaints. If my guys are noisy here in the city, they're really doing something wrong, is what I would tell you. That third bullet, conducting suspicious activities. That's where, here in the city, we're looking at using the city from an aspect of conducting clandestine
This is training to turn the troops into CIA commandos inside America.
Kinetic activity. There won't be gunfire going on.
No, it's assassination
there won't be
teams.
Things like that. Our footprints within the cities are probably 5 to 6 people at the most when we do these meetings. But one of the most important things, and I know I've said it previously, is we link in with the law enforcement officers. They know when and where we're conducting activity.
It's the linking in, getting the cops in.
The police department to be near the activity. That way they're able to answer constituent calls on that. The other thing that we
They have the cover story when they kill the Patriots.
Prior to the activity going on, that way the police chief can let the dispatch know that this is occurring, so that when they field phone calls from concerned citizens, they're able to meet that off or cut that off at the pass.
Oh yeah, cut the enemy off,
so to say. And the other thing that we do as well is we make sure that it tries to get out at the morning and evening roll call, so the officers that are on duty know what's going on and know where it's occurring.
And this just goes on. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of other clips, but just look at CNN even reporting documents. Army National Guard ordered to consider Americans as enemy forces and adversaries. Internal briefings read like a strategy for war. And that was in Missouri with the situation in Ferguson, which was Soros-sponsored as the simulant to then legitimize that. Video, armed National Guard troops patrol residential streets in California with their guns at the ready, blocking traffic. See, this is all just coming out. All of this unfolding. Let's go to weapons and ammunition, civilian attire. Clip.
They will be carrying weapons, but it won't be live ammunition. It'll all be blank ammunition.
They always say that, and then they have traps.
Just to correct one thing that was in the newspaper on Sunday that I read was they'll have blank ammunition, but there will not be any explosions. We won't be setting off live demolition out here.
That's for 9/11.
The guys will be wearing civilian attire or a mixed uniform. They may be wearing fatigue bottoms and a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's what they wear.
But that's not normally anything.
When they
that's
got
out
kids,
of the
they'll wear
ordinary
white T-shirts
in West
they never
Texas,
change
from
it.
what I've seen, especially during hunting season.
Hunting season.
And they may be driving civilian
It's a real
vehicles,
infiltrator right there. That's what you're seeing. That is
so
an
really, within the
infiltrator.
city limits, if you notice my guys, they're probably really doing something wrong.
Man, we're in trouble. Man, we're conquered. Whew. Oh. Now let's go to clear marking of the participants. First, they're not going to be marked. Now they're going to be marked. Let's go to that clip.
That, for us, that's one of the big things. We make sure that all of our guys have some type of marking that they'll all be wearing an armband with a marking that identifies them as part of the exercise.
I'm not going to play any more of that. And CJ just pointed something out that I was thinking. He moves in action, has that Nelliness of a Baptist preacher to set you at ease. I mean, this guy makes me want to cry, actually, that we fall this far. God almighty. I can't believe how much trouble we're in. Jesus Christ. I'm not kidding. I just can't handle this anymore. This country is so gone. They're planning something really bad, folks. And these people are just such traitors. Let's go to how often will you do operations like this? Just go to that clip.
How often do you do a operation like this? Is this done annually or?
Yes, sir. So the Jade Helm project is a new project that has come along from General Cleveland, from his staff.
This comes out of the
United States Army
UN,
Special
boys.
Operations Command. This exercise is planned to be conducted yearly. We conduct an exercise that's similar to this, and I say similar because the scope and the breadth of the exercise is nowhere comparable to what we do here.
By the way,
but they conduct that exercise 6 times a year in North Carolina. So.
By the way, twice cops have killed military personnel when they try to rob cars and stuff, not knowing what's happening during the stuff they do outside Fort Bragg. We started 30 years ago. So folks go, that's no big deal. They did it there. Now it's all over the country. And in the actual drills, it's to take patriots on and to create the relationships. This year, they'll do a bunch of stuff for the public saying it's for overseas. We already told you that. Next year, it'll be for everybody. And then the next year, it'll be for real. I mean, I'm just saying that's how they work. Listen to this one. How do the FBI and DA work with the military on the operation? Here's that.
I have to ask, how does FBI and DEA work with the military on an operation like this?
Well, generally speaking, sir, the FBI and DEA provide us liaison officers up at our command level, depending on
they command it, just like
how the scenario's written. One of the ways the FBI and DEA are working.
I hadn't even watched all these clips today. I told you it comes out of the Justice Department, the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center, see, through the FBI commanding this. This is, the FBI gets to play general now in their fantasies of crushing the patriots. I mean, while you guys ship all the drugs in with the DEA, what a group of crooks. Let's go back and play it.
Working with us here is in Arizona. They will actually do some questioning for us at one of the airports in Arizona.
When you're flying people out to see where they go?
And do y'all use any personnel from NATO, UN, or
no, sir,
DHS?
Not currently for Jade Helm, it is U.S. only. We that has been one of the discussions that I'm not sure if it has occurred.
Better believe
yet,
that's a lie, by the way.
For Jade Helm 15, it will be U.S. personnel only.
Look, I guarantee you that council knows what's going on.
Listening to GCN.
All right, we'll be back. Third hour coming up. This really hurts me. I mean, it's...
I want more candy. I want more video games. Line.
And it's that type of behavior that spurred me to do the research to develop a true nutraceutical formula that was designed to smooth out and help children focus. All of our children are hit with modern mind control. Television, music, fast food, GMOs, sugars, you name it. Young humans have not yet developed their nervous system and are being hammered daily by globalist concoctions. It's no wonder they can't focus and calm down and then are put on dangerous psychotropic drugs. Working with my team, we set out to find the best formula with the highest quality ingredients that children would actually like and take. We worked with the leading manufacturer in nutritional supplements that are safe for children to bring you the most affordable and powerful calming formula out there. Introducing Child Ease with herbs and calming extracts like chamomile and lemon balm and essential nutrients that taste great. Obtain your Child Ease today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's Child Ease exclusively at InfoWarsLife.